Hello, everyone. And thank you so much for taking the time to listen to our concerns and for your advocacy on behalf of the arts. As you all know, soft power is so important abroad, especially at the moment when you're trying to negotiate trade deals and other things. Now, in the last year, British orchestras earned 23% of their earned income from abroad. In the LSO's case, that was 35% of our total turnover earned abroad, and 60% of that was in the EU. Now, our big concern is that there are a number of major challenges presented by Brexit. And on top of that, we've got COVID, perfect storm. So for Brexit particularly, if social security coordination across Europe ends and the A1 certificate system is not replaced, musicians, dancers, actors, touring staff and guest artists may face double taxation of social security. In our case, the LSO's case, that could cost up to 25% of our earnings between January and July of next year. That's almost £400,000 in unrecoverable tax. Then the second point is on work permits, because if there's not an EU-wide agreement to allow musicians and support staff, other artists to work across the EU, then we have to navigate that for each individual country, rather as Farouk was saying. And that will not only take a huge amount of time and effort, but it may simply not be possible in certain cases to achieve that in the time available. Now, there are additional concerns around immigration system for musicians who might come into this country, also requirements for carnets and paperwork, all those things. But I'm highlighting the big issues of social security and work permits in the hope that you can do something to help us. And I would add to that the whole question of insurance, as Giles has just mentioned, because under the current situation with COVID pandemic, we are unable to get the insurance cover to cover our travel costs and our expenses in the case of cancellation. So we really need your help in getting some form of UK government-backed travel insurance that not only deals with health issues, that is possible, but looks at that whole issue of touring expenses. And then there is the quarantine itself, which is going to be a major limitation over the next 6 to 9 months. The LSO is already back to work and many of the British orchestras are getting back to work. We have our invitations from abroad, but we want to be able to fulfill them. And so if you can help us to help ourselves, we won't need to call on you so much for that emergency funding. But without it, we are all going to be facing really serious financial problems. And I'll draw it to a close there because I know time is limited and people may have some questions.